What's up, guys? B-Lock here, and welcome back to Ark Creature Feature. I'm joined by that German guy. What's up, man?
Hey, it's been a while, but we're back.
Yeah, it has been a while. We recently got a lot of new information about Mysterious Mysteries, and we haven't covered this in a while, so we thought we'd kind of come back, speculate some more, and, talk about some information we already know, along with some of the new information.
Yeah, I'm honestly just very stoked for Creature number 4.
Yeah, dude, it looks sick.
Yeah, but we'll cover that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll cover that here in a second. But we're going to go in order of the Mysterious Mysteries as they've kind of been laid out for us. So the first one, which we've already talked about, is the Basilisk Creature, the Sand Lizard, Sand Slash, whatever you want to say it is. I still think it's a Basilisk because it kind of looks exactly like the D&D Basilisk.
Yeah,
but I'm assuming Ark is probably not going to make it a Basilisk. It's probably just going to be some kind of other Sand Lizard or something.
Well,
I'm not sure, though.
They have spoken about wanting to give us more mythical creatures. And for the Halloween update, they have confirmed being able to turn into a werewolf, zombie, or vampire. Mm-hmm. So they are trying to kind of pull more into that area. And honestly, this guy's dossier is picture is completely different from the other ones. First of all, his isn't torn up. And second of all, it doesn't show any pictures of a human with it. So we have no idea what its size is. Or anything. And that's what makes me think it's a little more special. Other than being the first one, I still think it's a boss. And if it's a boss, it's got to be like a basilisk. If it's not a boss, then it's probably just a lizard. At least that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, if it's a boss, it's going to be a basilisk.
Yeah.
And, of course, we speculated then, too, that this is going to be part of the new desert biome, the desert update.
Exactly.
So it definitely looks like it belongs in the desert, and it looks like a basilisk. And if it is a basilisk, I hope it can, like, turn you to stone and stuff. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, at least, like, a freeze kind of thing. That would be kind of sick.
That would be pretty cool. I definitely hope it is a boss. I think that would be sick. Maybe, I don't know, I feel like I want to tame it too, though, but I guess maybe some mods will come out where you
I mean, we can tame all bosses in Anunnaki, so...
Yeah. We've already covered that. If you want to see that, then I guess we'll have a link to our previous dossier video, or I guess our creature feature about this guy here.
Exactly, yeah.
The Mysterious Mysteries number 2 here is I guess some kind of desert camel creature. We think it's a Lotosaurus.
Yeah, the majority of the community has kind of tagged it onto this, because every time that one of these new mysteries comes up, people try to find something real it's related to, and this thing is pretty much the closest they could find. It does have the sail. This guy's a little different, though. I mean, you've got the sail thing going on. It's got a very stocky body, kind of like a trike, but then it also has like a very ankylo head.
Yeah.
And they're making a big deal about the skull. The skull is a big deal because you can see there's a ripped picture of the skull, and you can't see the whole thing, but it's important, obviously, since they included it.
Yeah. And you can also see it down here at the bottom on its side where someone's collecting water from it.
Yeah, some people think it might be narcotics or something, but since this thing kind of has like camel hump features, I'm agreeing with Meteor. I think it's water.
Yeah, I think these are buckets of water. I think he's getting water from the Lotosaurus right here. Mm-hmm. I have a page up right here with some information on the Lotosaurus here. Let's see. So Lotosaurus was 1.5 to 2.5 meters tall, which is 4.9 to 8.2 feet long. Or I mean,
tall.
Long. No, it's
long.
I meant to say
long.
long.
Oh, okay.
And a heavily built quadruped. It was a herbivore shearing off leaves with its toothless beaked jaws. Lotosaurus, like some other members of the whatever, had a cell on its back. A word I can't pronounce, granting it an appearance superficially similar to that of a Permian Pelycosaurus, like Dimetrodon and whatever. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty big herbivore, and we're pretty sure it's going to be like a camel where it can store water. And it's going to be pretty big too.
And if you look at its sail, you can tell it's actually very thick. And lumpy, and it's very, like, it looks like it would be tough. Like, if you knocked on it, it would maybe sound hollow, kind of. Yeah. And that's what gives the idea of the whole camel thing, where the water would collect in there and then run down into a storage section inside of the creature. Much like kind of, I guess that's the way camel humps work. I'm no expert on camels, but apparently the humps collect condensation, it drips down. So...
Yeah, I know nothing about animals.
I don't know. Correct me. I might be completely wrong. This is something I briefly read, so...
But we do have an illustration of what a Lotosaurus might have looked like, I guess, or should look like. It is an illustration, so but it does look pretty similar.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
They look really, really similar.
Yeah, and they say it has a beak, but I feel like the beak looks much more prominent on the Ark one than it does on this picture too.
Yeah,
this one kind of looks like it just has a derpy snout. Like,
it's the
sorry, whoever drew that, but.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool though. The Ark
just
one
bashing some famous paleontologists here.
So it's probably gonna be like kind of like a slow companion that you bring with you just for water on desert trips. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's talk of the desert being quite big, or possibly a desert-only map. Is another thing people have been thinking about. So I don't know. A lot of people are arguing because the devs mentioned that the redwood biome would be the last new added biome, but they've always said they were planning on adding desert to the island. So a lot of people saying, oh, well, it won't be on the island, it'll be a different map. And so there's kind of some argument between the community going on that. So I'm not sure. I think they will add a desert, even if it's a small one, to the island map.
Yeah, well, we do know for sure that, well, not for sure, but we do know they will most likely add a desert to whatever new map they're making.
Yeah, and they could be waiting for procedural arcs. I mean, that is the thing they're working on and are close to finishing, so who knows? Could be same release.
I guess the third Mysterious Mysteries creature here is we have a Vulture.
Yeah.
The Vulture, we can see it like they're attacking some kind of creature right now, or they're scavenging off of a creature. And then we have is this a picture of a person?
Yeah,
like in the
it's
bottom
sitting
left
on that guy's shoulder.
Okay.
That's one big bird on your shoulder.
Yeah, and this looks like a human skeleton right here. So we can see that it's big, but it's not like a massive creature.
No, yeah. And a lot of people are thinking it's a Condor, maybe. A lot of people are... Because it has a lot of... I guess it has a lot more features of a Condor than it does a Vulture, so... But if you ask me, that's pretty small for Condor. I've seen young ones in person at my local zoo, because they actually have a breeding program there. And the babies, or the juveniles, are about as big as that one.
Oh, wow.
So Condors get really big, so I don't know. But they could always use the same thing they did with the Titan boas and say because it's a small island, it's a subspecies.
Yeah, or it's it's been genetically mutated to be different from whatever its normal thing.
But one way or another, it's a Condor or a Vulture, it's a scavenger, and it's a shoulder mount. So.
Yeah. And all three creatures so far has lended to being desert. So
exactly.
I think this just further like proves the evidence of being a desert biome.
Exactly.
I guess the last one here, which is probably the coolest one, the most recent one we had released, is the Mothra-like creature that we have.
There's really no way to look at this thing and not call it Mothra.
Yeah.
It is a giant moth. The top picture shows someone riding it, so that is pretty big.
Yeah, that's really big. I would say this is the size of like maybe a trike.
Yeah, and this is our first official flyable insect.
Yeah,
moths have made like ants and dragonflies flyable, but they're not in vanilla. So this is gonna be your first flying insect, which it's pretty cool to have something different in the sky. So.
Yeah, that would be cool. Actually, this might be a little bit smaller than a trike now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's a decent size.
Yeah.
I mean, its wingspan is huge.
Yeah, its wingspan is
its body itself isn't too much bigger than, I would say, like maybe an oversized raptor or maybe a skinny parasaur.
Yeah. I like how like colorful it is too.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait to see color variants if it's anything close to this picture.
Yeah, because like the blue wings and then the orange and like I guess that's kind of like purplish body right there.
Yeah.
It definitely looks really cool, and then I hope it has some kind of like stun spore / like poison spore attack.
Oh yeah, dude, this thing is also screaming venom off like crazy in the bottom picture.
Yeah,
it's some horrible combination of a Godzilla movie and like Venomoth just going over a town gassing people as they're choking to death.
It's gonna have like some kind of like AoE like debuff or torpor effect, I feel like.
Yeah, that's
maybe
what I'm
some
thinking.
kind of disease or some kind of
I mean they want to push the diseases really hard, so that could easily be some kind of airborne disease. Yeah, easily.
I mean it could be anything, but I definitely want to see some kind of spore action from the moth. I think it'd be cool. And then what we need after that is with the new tech tier, they need to make a Mecha Mothra. A Mecha Mothra.
Oh, yes.
That would be amazing. That has to happen. We need a mod for it or something. It just has to happen.
And I'm happy you brought up the tech tier, because also in Mysterious Mysteries title, we had the Giga Armour, which later on we found out is actually a skin for winning survival of the fittest matches. But still, why would they include that if it had nothing to do with this? And this is what's brought other people to the speculation that these creatures in the desert and the desert itself are somehow tied into something called Element, which is going to be a new material that we will need to get to make tech tier items.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Element is only available in the desert. And
maybe, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and these creatures have something to do with that.
Exactly.
What's this? I can't really tell what this picture on the bottom right is. You have a moth up there, then you have a person down here, and the person's like holding
He's holding his throat. Yeah, he's being gassed, man.
We can definitely tell that they're going to have some kind of spore/gas move going on.
Exactly.
What's the moth on top of right there?
I think it's above a building.
Yeah, it's like some kind of rock or something.
It's like a building or rock. Maybe, you know how deserts, like over here where I am, or Nevada and stuff, have these very like eroded rocks, and they just kind of, they're rounded and look really kind of cool. I think that's maybe their take they're going to do on the desert. Give it that very like Death Valley vibe.
But this guy is definitely rip, I can already tell.
Yeah, well, you know what? Vanilla, we don't have a flying toper. Do we?
No. Well, we only have one. We only have the scorpion.
Well, the scorpion, the packy.
Well, yeah, I guess the packy.
And shoot, what's the other thing? There's one other. Oh, well, no, you can't ride Dialos. What is it? There's one other you can knock out with. I forgot what it is now. But
frog.
Frog. Yeah, there it is. Frog.
Yes, but I think that pretty much covers all of the 4 Mysterious Mysteries that we know so far.
Yeah.
Now we do have a few extra things here. From the survivor notes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's not just tied to the creatures. They have given us 2 different things, and there's the Rockwell recipes and the survivor notes, and these will be found throughout the ruins that they recently add and continue to want to add to the default map and future maps. And these are just kind of sneak peeks at them, and they threw one of them at us in English, and the other one's actually in Chinese.
Yeah. So there's actually someone that translated it.
Yeah, it's been translated a few times, and we picked the one that I guess had the best like translates sentence structure.
Yeah. Let me find it here real quick.
I've got it up. I can read it if you like. When I woke up, 4 nights had passed. I start to decide which path I should take. If I return, I would definitely look after my family. My family would question me. If I die, I wish I could die helping others. Demons and monsters are everywhere, and they're all fierce. I was afraid I couldn't even sleep. I tried to take detours everywhere, but I couldn't avoid them. The plant life are also also strange, as I couldn't recognize any of them. Though I'm 1,000 miles from home, I'll need to find my way home eventually. This is the heaviest burden of all.
Yeah, so some real deep stuff right there.
Yeah.
And this has a picture of like some kind of lion / saber-tooth / cat attacking a lizard creature.
Yeah.
Now we look through the Ark stuff, and this actually looks like a Megalania.
Yeah. Yeah, the basic Komodo dragon's ancient ancestor.
Yeah, just a huge lizard here. And so it's going to be something like that. We're not exactly sure, but we do have...
Yeah, for all we know, it could be 2 new creatures. I mean, that could be a lion or something. Who knows? So, but I'm guessing it's maybe a saber-tooth. It has a poofy mane. It has stripes just like the sabers do, so...
Now, I'm actually reading the Megalania dossier right now, and it says this is one of the largest creatures found throughout the island's complicated cave networks. Reaching up to 3 meters long, it can traverse vertically up the cave walls with little difficulty, using its claws as iron-strength grips.
Yeah, you can climb straight up walls with it.
Yeah. Fortunately, its size means that it's unlikely to sneak up on anyone. Unfortunately for spelunkers, it is an aggressive and dangerous creature nonetheless.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's also venomous. Its poison, but its poison is slow acting, but will drain the victim's effective strength and health until unless cured by a rare antidote.
Yeah.
That said, the Megalania's prey are usually ripped apart well before they succumb to the poison's long-term effects. So, yeah. So this is going to be like a mountain scaler, and we can see that it's about the same size as, I guess, a lion or saber-tooth or whatever.
Yeah, so it makes sense that might be what we're looking at.
Yeah. I guess the other survivor note here is Rockwell recipe, right?
Yeah, Rockwell is special because his notes he'll have several notes that are all his, where survivor notes are most likely going to be from different varying people throughout the time of the Ark's existence.
Yeah.
All pulled from different time eras. So, like, this guy here is probably, the way he speaks, you can tell his mannerism is definitely not from our time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we get back to this one that we're about to read from Rockwell, it also seems like he's from an older time.
Well, you can tell by
London.
the wax seal. And,
exactly.
The hand-drawn illustrations, the old paper.
Exactly.
The cursive writing. All that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I guess I could read what he says.
All right.
This is his the handwriting on the page is a little hard to read, but we do have a translation here that we wrote. Well, we found, I guess.
Yeah.
But it is on stormy nights like this that I wish I could speak to my colleagues back in London. John Parkinson in his Theatrum Botanicum would find himself humbled at diversity of the flora I have on record. The Rockwell recipes will be the next greatest work in botany. Like the greats before me, my time is spent exploring the medicinal properties that the plants here have to offer, insulated now from the hostility of the island by a colony of locals, for who the record would another text entirely in anthropology. They have taken upon themselves to clothe and protect me in exchange for my scientific knowledge. I will present it to His Majesty Charles. Okay.
Oh, there we go. We got a time period right there.
Okay, Charles, yeah. After I return, I am sure to be published within the year. Okay.
So he has quite a bit of hope he's being sent back to London after this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So he is stranded on an island that he doesn't know is filled with dangerous creature, and he's finding rare and valuable flora that is only specifically found in this island, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like ancient plants, or also, I mean, that time period, it was probably very long to travel the world, so it could just be that some of the things are just so exotic he's never seen them.
Yeah, that could be as well. But it's interesting. And I don't know if you mentioned this, but you did mention where we're going to find survivor notes.
Mm-hmm.
But me and German were talking about it, but he said that they've revealed that this is going to kind of unveil the story
behind the Ark. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be kind of cool to learn about the backstory and how everything works, and maybe eventually we can piece everything together and have like a completed picture of what it all means.
Exactly, and it seems like a lot of this is really leading up to the tech tier and Ascension, and it is heavily involved with the desert somehow.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that just means it's as simple as we have a joint launch date on those things, or it's as deep as, yes, they're completely connected. It's we won't know until we get more information.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if this is... I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more information about Mysterious Mysteries as this has been going on for a while now. Like, when was the desert creature revealed? It's been
a while.
Several months.
But they revealed number 2 about a month back, and then it's been a week between 3 and 4. So they're starting to release stuff more rapidly here.
Yeah, do we... So I'm guessing it's going to be decently soon. Do we know what the next update is?
Next update is Red. Wow, we already had that. Next update is the Pelican and I'm blanking on the other one.
But we might. Yeah. This might be after that, maybe. Or I mean,
who knows?
Could just. I mean, yeah, we're just speculating, but we have no idea. But they are coming out with new information faster and faster, and we'll cover any available future information that we find.
Exactly.
Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this.
Allosaurus, that was the other one.
Oh yeah. Make sure to go ahead and click the like button if you did. Check out both our channels down below, and I'll try to link some of the information that we found, in the description. So check that out.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.